Hello, I'd like to talk about our review of the English materials in Collier County High School, some of which are Common Core. Did you know the head of the Department of Education is Arnie Duncan, who's a sociologist, not an educator? To me, the ELA reading materials look like social engineering, teaching our kids what to think through non-classical reading full of immoral and abusive behaviors devoid of hope and goodness. The general message seems to be nothing is true, everything is permissible. I think it's designed to pervert our kids' minds against family values, which I believe make up most of the parents' views in this community. At Gulf Coast High School in AP English, the syllabus requires the kids to read Angela's Ashes, which includes marital infidelity, abandonment, promiscuity, and masturbation. They are required to read the article, and I quote, shitty first drafts, and Bullet in the Brain, about a man's last thoughts as that bullet enters his brain. They read Body Rituals Among the Nakrima Indians, which discusses sadism, masochism, and customs concerning intercourse. Now, this may be an AP class, but these students are minors under the age of 18. The textbook for grade 11 centers most of the stories on the victims of the American culture, victims of racism, sexism, and capitalism, and also includes a story claiming that the cause of the disappearance of the Mayans and Easter Island people was climate change and overpopulation. Now, in the Prentice Hall Reader, there's a story about how taking your husband's last name is degrading, and an article describing the medical harvesting of organs from someone whose heart is still beating. In the AP Lit book, The Women of Brewster Place, we have prostitution, a lesbian relationship, and gang rape. In Honors English 4, they read The Awakening, where a woman abandons her family, awakened by her passions for another man, and a theme of self-discovery. However, when the affair is over, she chooses suicide over the prospect of returning to her waiting family, suicide viewed as freeing. Up until this year, The Bluest Eye and Clockwork Orange were on our ELA reading list. The Bluest Eye contains graphic incest between father and daughter, and Clockwork Orange is a book containing severe brutality and pornography. I'm glad these books are finally removed from our list, but how can we trust the people who put them there in the first place? And that's why we need parents to play a primary role, to make sure our kids are not being immersed in material that's age inappropriate and in direct opposition to parents' values damaging our kids. When I brought similar poor reading materials at the middle school level to the attention of this board last year, they asked Paul Holloman, who was Collier School's coordinator of secondary literacy, to reply to me. His answer was to quote his favorite expert in the field, Dr. Stowe, who said, "Many critics believe modern literature to be culturally pernicious, as well as inferior and a clear danger to readers less sophisticated. But what all popular writers know is that the burden of any system of morality finally becomes irksome, even to its most sincere advocates, since it represses certain undying primal impulses which, however outmoded by civilization, need to be expressed." I'd like to suggest that since we have such differing views, why not implement a rating system and a warning system like we do with video games and movies, and let parents decide what is appropriate for their very own children under age 18? It's the right thing to do.